Yo, what up though, everybody? This is your boy Heavy Metal Lifestyle coming to you another episode of the Pop Culture 223 podcast. Today we got some homies on, man. I hope the audio won't mess up. But look, before we get into the show, please hit that like and subscribe button here at the bottom, somewhere around here. Like I said, we always say, share with your family members, share with your auntie, your uncle. Leave a comment if you want us to do anything or interview anybody on the show. Please let us know. Like I said, we're here for y'all. We need it. Need all the sharing and the love that we can get from the audience. Hey, I'm a little tired today, man. I just got back from GunCon. GunCon, let me show you. GunCon 2025, man. I just got back. It was my first time there. It was a wonderful event. The homeboy John from the Gun Collective put it on, and it was awesome. I thank you, John, for inviting me. I'll be at every other one. If I can get there, I would definitely be there at the show. Yeah. But if you look on Twitter, man, if you look up some of the social media stuff that was going on, we had a couple hiccups, couple political issues that showed up. We can get into a little bit once we start the show. But dang, what's going on here? Hey, whoever that was just bought a shirt. Love you. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's hitting. But look, we got some guys here, man. Look, I know I like to really promote Michigan stuff. I know you hear me talk about ACTS, American Confederation of Tactical Shooters, and that's more of a two-gun competition. Um, all kind of platforms are welcome, but it's mainly like AR-15s and you sidearm, whatever it is. But every now and then we get AK guys. But today I got some special guests here. And the homeboy Craig was I met I shot with Craig at USPSA match 2 or 3 weeks ago. But me and him always running each other at the Toys R Us Uncoiled. We always up there. Me and him always crossing paths. And then one time we just start kicking in. He's like, "Man, where you shooting at?" This, I'm here, I'm there. So I seen him at a two-gun match in Oakland County. I can't think of the name, Preserve, but we'll get into it when we get there. And then we just been kicking it ever since. He was instrumental in getting this interview from me because I was talking. And he said something about the Michigan Mayhem AK match. He liked to dress up in cosplay at these things. So I thought it would be cool to, get them guys on to talk about the Michigan Mayhem match, because it's kind of an AK driven match. And I'm not an AK person, so to speak. Um, you know, I just don't have I got an AK now, but it's a 9 millimeter. But we're gonna get into the interview, man. We're gonna let these guys talk about the match. We're gonna talk about AKs. We're gonna get into just kicking it how we do on the Pop Culture Podcast. But hey, check this out. I'm about to roll their intro, and you're gonna love it. So just bear with me. Yo, what up? What up? Oh, that popped up kind of high. Yo, what's up, fellas?
What's
How's it
up?
going?
Was y'all able to see that video?
hmm
Yeah. Yep.
Would you? Hey, that was. I mean, hey, that soundtrack behind it was. I was ready to watch the whole movie. Like I was ready to really get into it. I was like, when when is the next one coming out, or when is the actual movie coming out of 47 Syndicate? What's up? But man, just tell us who we got on here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, all that good stuff. Keep playing with my camera, but go ahead. Uh, who want to go first? So listen, the man in the mirror today, in the middle of us today, pause is is Chad. You can introduce yourself since you the star of the show. Go ahead.
First time I've ever been the star. So I'm Chad Zentz, co-founder of Mitten State Mayhem, AK matched Tuscola County Conservation Club. Um, I got together. This is going to be our fourth year this year, and I got together with a couple of guys that actually run matches, and they were looking to do a AK match, and so we started talking, and 4 years ago we had our first one, and it has grown exponentially since. Um, so we do some kind of unique things there that some matches don't have, which is kind of what makes us unique as far as like in moving vehicle type stage and Um, Last year we actually built like a model tank that you kind of saw in the intro. Um, and then from that point, man,
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
I
Hold
do
on.
like
Hold on for a second.
sure.
Let's see. Let's see. We can get. Let's see. We can get that.
It,
Hold on. Hold
and
on.
he's understating the growth. When he says they've grown, how fast did that match sell out this year?
There it
It
is.
maxed out in 48 minutes.
So look at check that out. Check the tank out. Check it out. That's some of the stuff they got going here, and that's made up. And that's what barrels. That's a bunch of
Barrels and
barrels.
some cardboard to tube. Um, I helped kind of paint up the wheels and stuff. I think that is me that's shooting there. And I think that was a photo I sent you.
Okay.
Um, and that was the first match was last year that I was actually able to shoot in because I had a work injury and I'd had multiple back surgeries. So last year was the first time that I've actually was able to shoot the match, and so I'm looking forward to going through and doing more and a little bit better this year. So
So I'm not an AK guy, and why you think this match
Yeah.
is so? Yeah, I'm not an AK guy yet. So why you think this match is so unique, or why you think it sold out so quick?
I think that um, you've got like Kalash Bash down in Texas, you've got Kalashnacon, you've got Thunder on the Tundra over in Wisconsin, and I
AK
have
Master.
yet to be to those. I want to, they're really well done matches, and we didn't have anything that far east of Wisconsin, and I was, why not, make one further east and draw some of that crowd as well. And it really just started as a what if idea, and it's really transformed into where we're getting more vendors each year. Um, right now, we've run probably. I'll go with this year. As of right now, it looks like we'll have probably a $7,000 to $8,000 prize table this year.
So
So like literally,
So go ahead. So tell me some of the vendors that's going to be there, so people can know. Like when they say vendors, and then when you say vendors, it could be like local shops, and to go out to some of the local shops to bring them involved into that match is always key and good. But just talk about some of the vendors that's going to be there because people might not like, oh, they serious. Because I seen some of the vendors on there. At the shop, and I was literally at GunCon talking to some of the guys that some of the vendors and brands is gonna be there. And I was talking about, when I go out and I just met y'all, whatever, and I'm not actually a part of the Michigan Mayhem match, but I was like, hey man, we got
Yes.
some matches in Michigan. One's called Michigan Mayhem. It's an AK match. So I was telling this one company that only make what's his name X what is it? No, I was talking to AIM Surplus, and I seen them that they're one of the sponsors. But go ahead and talk about some of the other sponsors that's going to be there or vendors.
yeah, AIM Surplus has been absolutely instrumental all 4 years now in getting us something for the prize table. It's usually a big box of stuff, and I feel bad for the UPS guy when he drops it off because it's so heavy. But they have been a supporter from day one. Um, RS Regulate, who makes handguards and optic mounts for the AKs, they have been instrumental the last couple of years. They donate usually a regular AK handguard and then a Yugoslavian style setup for us. And last year he was there um, as a vendor, set up outside. The year before we had an inside just because we had some rain. Um, but this year or last year we had Mokus Raifus, Charles Wegley, who donates, also is part of the match and has a vendor set up, which I think you saw a picture in the intro there. Um, so he's a very big part of it as well. Thanks to Craig over there, he got me in contact with Palmetto State and JMAC Customs, and they are both new vendors this year that have donated prize table items. And I've got Mantis is donating a training kit for somebody that's like $250. Um, and then we've got Oshkosh Kalash, who does T-shirts and um, hats, plates, cups, all kinds of stuff. He donates a very generous box every year. I'm really hoping to get him out there to one of the matches so he can not only have donate, but he can also get some of those guys to buy stuff because I'll buy a couple T-shirts from him just to help out because he's got good quality stuff.
What about X Tactical? Tactical. They make AK mags. You know what about them?
I haven't heard. I've heard of them, but I haven't gotten in contact with them.
Okay.
Um,
They specialize. I mean, their thing is AK mags. They make better M. They make better Magpul Glock mags. So they make if you. I seen the information. You can check out the website. Just check them out. But they're like heavy into the AK realm. And I told them about the match. I didn't even make. I haven't been to a match. Like, hey man, Michigan. I mean, everywhere I go, I try to bring up Michigan. Like, man, we got a lot of shooters. We do a lot of different things up here that's unique that people really don't know about. Like, we do a lot of, we got some 2-gun matches. Everybody think that you get good shooting in the South, but really you get a lot of good shooting and match plays around Michigan. But people don't. I mean, around the Mitten, Michigan area or Midwest area. And that was cool when I went down to GunCon. Like, a lot of people were like shocked that something like this was north or however you want to look at it. It was our way opposed to being south because a lot of that stuff is that way when it comes to events. So it was cool that it was so close and a lot of people were there supporting. But that's cool, man. So were y'all all AK guys? Like, were you like an AK? Like, I'm a diehard AK guy.
I guess I would consider myself a diehard AK guy. I like the platform, and people telling you, oh, you can't kit it out like an AR or anything like that. Yeah, you can. And being able to not only do like the traditional stuff, like with the wood stocks and that, you also get to do all the modern stuff, like the Alpha AKs and um, Midwest Industry has, items. RS Regulate has items that you can modernize that and really make it not only a competitive rifle, but a strong combat rifle as well.
So
And being able to do that is really, I think a lot of that new technology comes into play and shows people, oh well, yeah, you can do that with an AK, and that's kind of cool.
so what you got to say about that, Craig? Because I know he real opinionated about a lot of stuff. He.
Yeah, so there's two types of AK people. There's the LARPers, traditionalists. You see them in the Adidas tracksuits. You see them in, the Flecktarn camo. They're running surplus wood, 30 rounds Chinese flatbacks or Molot, Tula steel mags, slant brakes. They're AK people. Then you the people who like to dabble. It's cool, it's fun. But they're going to throw an Atero mount on there so they can mount that RMR because they want to run and gun with speed. But people ask me, why do you shoot AKs over ARs? I equate it to the stick shift versus the automatic. Yeah, automatics are smooth, fast, and easy nowadays. Sometimes you just want to shift them gears themselves. You want to practice that rock and lock. You want to either reach over or reach under for that, hit the charging handle. So AKs are a unique breed. It's a different environment. It's competition, but it's generally more geared in the fun realm. For instance, Chad, you can speak on this. The Mitten State Mayhem has a costume contest.
I knew he was gonna get to that. I knew he was gonna get
Right.
to the costume. I knew he was gonna get to the costume. I knew. Okay, but what's a traditional AK guy like? If he come like, okay, we got the new age and we got the old school. Like, what's a traditional brand AK that he's like, okay, he got some shit there. Like that. That's what it is for AK. Like, what would that be?
I
You can
I
go
think
first.
that when you're looking at that, it's somebody that's going to have like maybe a Molot or a Ishevsk parts kit built, on a maybe like a Rifle Dynamics or Childers receiver, where you're getting as much of that traditional realism as you can get with the restrictions that we have here in this country for importation. So when you get the diehard guys that have that, that's like kind of like considered like a holy grail. Where I run, like last year I ran, and Craig, you can laugh at me. It'll be okay, I promise. I ran my PSA build that started as a barreled receiver. It's got the FN barrel, so I've got a really good barrel in it. Um, and the PSA stuff, yeah, they get a lot of trash talk on some of that early stuff.
Their
I think
7.62
that they're
guns have gotten really good though.
There what? Say it again.
yeah,
The
and
7.62 guns have gotten really good.
yeah, and their GF4, GF5s are really actually damn good AKs for being built here in the U.S. They listened to the customers when they were having issues, and they got those issues resolved. I ran mine last year. I did not have a single failure to feed, eject, anything. Anything that went wrong, that was all on me. So, and I own that. But that rifle ran and is fantastic for me. Um, but I love the variation and stuff of what people get, because you get so many different kinds. You get, Polish, Romanian, Chinese,
Bulgarian
Russian,
import arsenals.
Polish, yeah. And, like a lot of times I think that, and maybe Craig, you'll agree with me on this, maybe not, I don't know. Um, Bulgarians are good rifles, but they're still an AK, and I think a lot of the time you pay for like the name. Uh, and it's not necessarily any better than Romanian AK or a PSA AK.
100%. You cannot knock a Romanian import. They're phenomenal. Maybe the wood's not as nice. Maybe the fit and finish isn't as great. But at the end of the day, you fit a lot of AK parts as it is. It's a mass produced stamped piece of metal. Almost everything requires a little bit of fitting. And they all shoot 3 to
Yep.
4 MOA. It doesn't matter what brand you got. A good AK is 3 MOA. It's just what it is. That's the design.
So when we talk about AK, everybody understands, like, that's probably watch the show, what AK versus an AR, but just like break it down. You talking about gas opposed to what? A AK is what kind of processing? I mean, mechanism,
It's gas piston driven
gas piston driven. Okay,
versus
The long
versus the ARs where they're gas impingement.
okay. I shot a rifle the other day, Vector Industries, and it's straight piston driven. Um, and that rifle was shot as flat as shit, and it had a Herxworth flow through can on there, and it was just straight forward, straight back, straight forward, straight back, straight. And I was just like, I was
That's
impressed.
a short stroke gas piston.
That's a
AKs
short
are
stroke.
long stroke piston. So there's a huge chunk of metal running back and forth. AKs are jumpy.
Yeah. So,
Badly.
so the AR is more of a short stroke pistol. I mean, I don't know, but I'm supposed to get my hands on one to really run it. But I was really impressed with that. Um, AKs, you know, my homeboy,
AKs,
my homeboy bought
they
a
can be
Drake.
to shoot flat.
Hey,
From the fact
yeah, I never seen one
they're
ever
just
shoot
not
flat.
work. No, AKs do not shoot flat. They're jumpy, they're violent, they're hot, but they work. Now, competition shooters, we want to fine tune stuff. We put a good brake on there. We put an adjustable gas piston because they're all over gas from the factory. So we tune it down, we brake it, Now we're shooting fast, we're shooting flat. That's when you get away from the traditional realm. Now we're moving to the competition realm. You know, we're trying to go fast, not just look cool.
So basically, you can tame down that monster a little bit.
One
You can
hundred
you
percent.
okay.
There's various ways to do it. There's adjustable gas blocks or the traditional ways, the KNS adjustable piston.
Okay. My homeboy bought a Draco. He bought a Draco. He sent me a picture of it, and I was like, "Why the hell did you buy that thing?" He like, "Man, I
Hold
don't
on.
know. Just
Is it a full size Romanian import Draco?
it's a Draco. It's a an obnoxious short ass, I don't know, 5-inch barrel, whatever, obnoxious
Oh, that
ass
curved
Draco.
micro Draco. Okay, no.
He got a
The
micro Draco.
traditional 12-inch full size Russian import Draco is actually a great weapon and a beautiful SBR host. They shoot great. They're Romanian imports. They'll run forever. They're actually
Hey,
good guns.
they
The
homeboy.
Vistas
This
and
is the
such and
homeboy
such,
Draco.
they play
This is
for
the
them.
homeboy. This the homeboy shorty boy. And I was like, man, everybody you go into the range, you gonna be the obnoxious one in the range. Like everybody that's in the range is gonna hate you every time you start shooting at them. He was like, why? I was like, what? What? Go shoot it and then come back and then tell me how it went. And then he was like, man, I don't know why I even bought that thing, man. I just seen the wood and I just fell in love with it. I said, I
Yep.
told you. I said, I
The
told you.
mini that I always avoid, the
Well,
actual
and
full size
that's
Dracos are actually really good guns.
Go ahead, Craig. I mean, go ahead,
yeah,
Chad.
they're great. I actually have one myself, um, and really they're fun, but they're a fireball. They will throw fire like a dragon, and it's crazy, it's insane, but it's cool at the same time.
Especially with a good break. With a good break, just straight fire.
What break is gonna tame that thing down? What break did y'all
A
what?
Draco shoots phenomenal with a JMAC RRD 4C. That thing will shoot flat like you wouldn't believe. It'll be loud, but it'll shoot flat.
Okay, well,
Yeah, don't
I
stand next to them
It'll be
when they
loud and
shoot
flat.
though.
yeah, my homeboy has a Lantac Dragon on one of his ARs, and we civilized now, so we shoot a lot of suppress. But when he break that thing out and he starts shooting, I just look at him like, why the hell you standing next to me with that shit on there? Like it's because it's blowing next to you. Just it's blowing all that concussion at you. I said, man, we don't do that anymore. We shoot with suppress. But
Sometimes it's fun though. Sometimes you want to be that guy where you just shoot and watch everybody else in the range react to what you're doing. It's
yeah,
the
you're
same
that
reason
guy.
people are shooting
You're
500 and
that guy.
460 at uncoiled. I've been that guy once or twice.
Yeah, he's that guy. But when it comes to the mayhem, how many stages is it? Because when we go to like the axe matches, okay, so the mayhem, so the axe matches is like maybe 5 or 6 stages. And it's more of a we kind of they kind of honed in the rules, and it's a little bit of USPSA. It's more of a IDPA rules, so you get banged for a lot of exposure calls and procedure calls. So it's kind of more tactical based. Like you can't just openly just jump out in front of targets or cross over targets that exposes you to other targets. Excuse me. So it's kind of like that base. How is like the Michigan Mayhem rule book and all that kind of set up?
We uh, kind of changed that just a little bit this year, where we kind of have like a little bit of both as far as like the main rules go. You have to watch obviously your 180s, right? Um, and how you move with the rifle. We don't use slings and that, where you're carrying it and trying to shoot. One for safety reasons, just so that everybody at the match is safe. Um, we run where the first 3 years we were kind of open up to people that were also beginners. Um, this year we kind of got away from that, where it's where you run where you've been through at least a couple of matches of some type with a rifle or pistol, where you're going to understand like the rules a little bit more than somebody coming out for the first time. That way things can move a little bit smoother. We run 6 stages. We have one vehicle type stage at some point, which again is one of the unique things that we do. And this year we're going to have that, but I think we are also going to have a aircraft fuselage for something like a cocaine jungle run thing or something. I don't know. Um,
No,
well,
Kevin, you don't
that'll be
actually have to
the
do.
You don't have the what?
You don't actually have to do the line of cocaine. It's just a helicopter.
Hey, well, Axe is more of like it's actually like a two gun. So we got two platforms on us. So this sounds like it's more of like a one platform kind of situation. Like AR, it's just AK running the AK. It's no, if you run out, you go just reload your AK and get back to work. So ours is more of like a two gun because we got two platforms on us. So that's why I say it's a tad different. But we got a sling on it. As long as the sling is on the gun, the rifle, you're good. You can have it sling or
yep.
unsling depending on the stage description or how you mentally want to run it. But it seemed like some of the stuff in the Michigan Mayhem matches, and Craig, I know you probably won't just tell me. It seemed like it's more London gangster types. You got fuselages, you got out of buses. I seen y'all running around. Like,
So
what's the theme? What's the whole concept and
I
idea when they
cringe when you
create the
said
match?
reload because I run 40s. Reloading's for suckers. You give me 35 round stage, I'm running a 40. You tell me shoot X number of targets, drop it, shoot that last round, run over, reload. Fine. You don't tell me that, I'm running 40s. Reloading's for suckers. To me, the mayhem is very USPSA esque. The rules are there as a guideline. Don't break the rules, but find a way around them. And I'll run 40s till the day I die if I'm allowed to. Now, they have the caveman division, which is 30 rounders only, right? Your traditional AK guys. But again, the mayhem is great. It's a match as a shooter. It is a match geared towards more fun than true competition. But they're phenomenal stage designs. They're great stages, even though it's not yet. I know we're trying to get bigger. We're trying to one day be a 2 game or 2 day match. The stage designs are great. We have run and gun. We have theme stages with fun obstacles. We have 200-yard shots. We have like the whole gamut of what you could do with an AK. And it was talked about earlier, the moving vehicle stages. Do you want to talk about what the moving vehicle stage is for this year, or you're not allowed to say?
But I guess what's the theme of this year? Like, what's the if somebody go out
Well,
there
every
and
own theme. Like last year, we had a Hollywood shootout stage.
okay.
We had the tank stage. Well, what's the moving vehicle this year? I already know, but
This
I'll let you.
year we were looking at a couple of different ideas, and right now, as last that I heard on the last meeting, was we're doing it from like a side by side. And so like the first year we actually did it with a Suzuki Samurai off-road vehicle where you went downrange, sat in the passenger seat, shot out to your right side at the paper targets along the berm. You got down so far, you stopped, you handed your rifle to the RO or you put it in the stow box. You ran like 25 yards to go get a what we call the nuclear football for that stage. They turned the vehicle around. You chucked that briefcase in the back, got in. They shut the door. RO handed you your rifle, and you took off. And you were shooting left side downrange, coming back uprange while they were driving. And then you had like 100 or 150-yard target shot once you got back to the start. And we had Go Boom guys um, there that year. And so when you hit the target, you got that explosion and that puff of smoke. You knew exactly that, yeah, I hit that target. So last year we had an Argo, and that thing was nothing but slopping around and bouncing, and it was it was probably the most difficult stage that we had last year. I'd say, as
I
far
got the
as
bonus target.
did you
Yeah.
right on. Um, but yeah, this year it'll be a side by side, and they're still working on stage designs. But when we're talking about the stage designs, that's not something that I do or step into just yet. But that's where Bob and Rich, Wade, Jason Farr at. That's where those guys come into play because they do a lot of two gun competitions and USPSA and IDPA and all that. So they kind of develop that portion of the match while I kind of do the graphic design, the um, video stuff, prize procurement, um, just getting the match out there in the AK groups on like Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff. And then I usually go over Thursday before, help finishing any setup that needs to be done. We kind of go through, walk through, make sure that you can see targets, you can get clear shots, you're not going to have any problems with the 180s. And then the staff and vendors shoot on Friday, and then everybody on the competition side shoots on Saturday. And
And, and I know this, and I haven't, well, somewhat a part of it, but I know um, when you have matches like this, is to get people to come out and help to break down setup is because ours is a member driven, but nobody get paid to be out there. Nobody, what I'm saying, it's not like a paid thing. You just love the sport and the game, so you go out there and help. So I
mhm.
know to get people out there to set up to do different things is like if you can get a lot of people to help to set up and all that, it makes it go faster. So I know just because go to axe matches, I know how hard y'all guys work, especially the RSOs, the people that actually got to watch the people run and shoot, and it's hard to kind of be like if you got some new shooters that come, you want them to get the experience, but you really got to watch them, and I know how stressful that can be because we'll get guys that come out to the axe matches um, that maybe their first time actually shooting a match with two guns and don't understand the rules or don't understand this, or they come from the USPSA or IDPA world and then they want to come over and do ours and never ran around with two guns. Then don't understand that. So I know it's kind of like a give and take. Cause to have new shooters, you want them to get the experience and love it because you want more people to come. But it's also like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who coming? Okay, let me. Most people that come to the matches, I kind of talk to and be like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. As long as you finish the match, you good. But if you don't get DQ, you know what I'm saying? Like you going out here, you're not gonna win the match. Like I know you want to be competitive and all that. As long as you be safe and don't get DQ, that's a start. But what was you gonna say, Craig?
So last year was my first year ROing for the AK Masters, Palmetto State Armory's AK match in South Carolina. And we actually had a stage where there was a big portion of the stage was running backwards. Start up front, shoot, and then move to the back, and then sweep steel. And like the majority of us ROs were like, there's people who show up to this AK match who don't compete. They just want to do fun AK stuff. They're not competitors. They just want to dress up and have AK fun. This stage is going to send a lot of people home. Can we just switch it? They start in the back and run forward just so we send less people home? Because nobody wants to DQ anybody, but it happens. Like we know this stage is going to send a lot of people home. We actually changed the stage design because again, the AK world, there's just a lot of more people want to have fun versus people who want to win trophies.
Well, I mean, if you traveling, you don't come to a match to be like I'm about to go home. But if you traveling and you coming in, it's like I spent
It
I took
happens.
I took time off, I paid the money, yada yada. But it's also
And that's
on.
why we purposely changed at least one stage design last year because in South Carolina, I drove 12 hours to work the match. We had people come from Oklahoma to shoot the match. Like, we know we're sending people home at this stage. They're going to make mistakes. Can we just change this one? It's too easy for newbies to mess up. Like I said, like Chad said, this year for our match, they purposely said, "You check this box. Tell me you've done this before. We don't want to send you home."
Mm. So
That's great,
if
but
so,
you got
Craig,
to do
so
them right.
so somebody come up and it's a new shooter. Do y'all kind of put them with new shooters or let the RSO know that this is a new shooter and kind of give them a little
We don't
leeway?
change groups, but if when I as an RO, I ask every squad who's brand new, who needs to be walked through this. Like I said, you shot with me a few weeks ago, and I said it then. When you're brand new, your goal is to not win. Your goal is to not go home early.
Right. So how do
Those
y'all
are
handle that? How do y'all handle that, Chad?
So we handle that. Generally, they'll ask, at least in the past, they've asked who the new shooters are. And then, like, the ROs will take that into consideration. So they may say, hey, watch your 180, watch your 180. If they're getting close to something, or, hey, watch your foot, where you're stepping, just to not give them any kind of advantage, but enough to keep them in the game.
Mm,
And that way, I think we sent one got DQ'd last year, and I think that was a foot violation, where he stepped outside and they called him on it, and of course he wasn't happy. Uh, but that's why the rules are there, and for safety. And we haven't had anybody um, get injured, get shot, anything crazy like that. Um, First year, I think we had one, two dehydrated. We got them some water, because I used to be a paramedic, and so I do kind of a lot of I wear a lot of hats when I'm there, so that's one of them. I usually have like a go bag in my truck, and then I've got like IFAC, all that kind of stuff with me too. Um, but we have, when we can get them, we have ambulance standby that's actually on site. Um, I think we had them there last year, and I think they ended up having to get shifted out. But they had um, we had no issues last year. One guy got, I think, a couple pieces of spall off the steel from the pistol side match, but that was just a bandage. I came in, checked, and he was fine. But
well, I know how important it is because
safety is huge for us.
we was out there. I was at a gun con. We was out there Thursday, Friday. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was like the range day, and it was hot as hell out there. But every station had water containers were full of water, and it was like people was out there hydrating because you get out there and guns going off. It's just a stressful environment, and you don't want to have nobody go out there cramp up, freak out, or whatever because where we were at, I don't think a hospital was nowhere close. So that was crucial to keep people hydrated and all that. I remember you was telling me about you say you wear many hats, and you were telling me that you actually wrote an article for Glock, the Glock Association. What was that about?
Yeah, the Glock Collectors Association, they kind of track, and um, they do a lot of stuff, obviously, with Glock. Um, so I've written several articles for them that come out in their journals. Um, I've done a calendar with my photography. One of the guys, Robert Sadowski, actually wrote the book of Glock, and multiple other books and other articles. He has articles in the Glock Annual magazine. He reached out and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a calendar for us? I love the photography you do." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure." So the first year was 2024. Did a calendar, had all my photography in it. Um, that sold out, and got them money to keep things going along. And then he's like, "Hey, you up for doing another one?" So I did one for 2025. Again, that one sold out, which was really cool. That because all that money goes back into that organization to help with printing costs for the newsletter that comes out once a year. Um, they do a Glock serial number matrix where they give you like the first run serial numbers for a given model. Um, they do a lot with uh, parts and Glock identifications and stuff like that. And they work very closely with Glock, even though they're not necessarily um, affiliated with Glock. But like one of the pictures that I took, I did a Photoshop job, and we did a Glock 50, and I photoshopped a Glock 40, which is the 10 millimeter long slide, and put it on a Glock 26 frame,
Is it in here?
just for some. I don't know if that one's in there or not, but they sent it to Glock's attorneys, and the attorney said no, he needs to change the number on it because
Uh,
I'm guessing that there may be a 50 coming out sometime, or they've already
Well,
got the patent
Glock
number
model
for
numbers
it.
are based off their patents that are awarded.
say it again, Craig. Say it again.
Glock model numbers are based off the patents they're awarded. So Glock
Yeah.
17 isn't because it holds 17 rounds. It's because that's the 17th patent Glock earned in firearms.
Is that why Glock numbers are the way they are?
That's why they continue to
Yes.
increase based off that's the number of patents they were
Okay, so
awarded.
what happened to the Glock 45 and like where did 45 come in at? Or Glock
That's
50?
why
Which one?
45 is a 9 millimeter. That was their 45th patent for their designs, even though it's a 9 millimeter. Again, the Glock 44 is a 22.
Hmm.
As they get new patents, they literally name their next pistol off the number in the chain of patents they're awarded.
See, learn something every day. I didn't know. I was like, why the hell? I was
Yeah.
like, what? I was like, why the hell did they call a Glock not like okay, the
Yeah.
1917s now, then the
And by the way,
23,
the 5
right?
is the best shooting Glock of all
The
of them. That's the best on
the,
impulse.
the
I'll say it.
which one?
The Glock 45 is their best shooting Glock.
Oh, okay.
The full
Um,
size grip, short
See, I
slide.
like I like the 19X.
Ooh,
I've got two because I love them, and I actually am doing a competition model based off that. So I've got like an optic on there. I got a Radian Ramjet afterburner, Apex trigger, tweaked it, because I do all my own stuff. Um, but I'm also certified Glock armor as well. Um, but yeah, they do with GCA. They do so much and stuff to that brand and for that brand and for people that enjoy Glocks. That was something that I threw in some money, did a membership, and because of everything that I've been doing, they actually gave me a life honorary life membership.
that's that's
And
cool. That's what's up. But I personally think the
so
Glock
I
17.
look.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I wasn't expecting that, and for them to come out and say, "Hey, yeah, we wanted to do this for you because you contribute," and that it's just because I love firearms, I love the community, I love my 2A rights, and it's something that I can do even outside of working at a gun shop. So
Well, I personally think the Glock 17 is the best one. I'm a Glock 17 fanboy.
have you
I
shot
like.
a 45?
Um, have I shot the have I shot a 45? I have shot
The
a 45.
G45.
Yeah, I
The
had shot a
G40.
G45, and that's the 45 is what the 17 frank 17 slide with a 19 grip
7
or something.
frame, 19 slide.
Okay, so it's something about the 17. It just to me it's just perfectly designed. But
yeah, I like that model too, but that 19X just I didn't want to like it. Um, I wrote an article based on it, and I'm like, I didn't want to like this. I mean, what the hell is this, right? And I'm like, and then I had one in my hand, and I was like, oh damn, this thing's freaking awesome. So I got one and I shot it, and it shoots really similar to that 45. And I've had a 45, and I
Yeah,
wrote an
same
article
gun
on that
with
too.
the Langer loop. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure after we get off here, you send me the links to those articles so I can put it in the comments or like in the description, because people may want to that's interested or listening may want to read up on that. People like to read up on people's viewpoints on certain guns and certain firearms. So make sure you send that to
I
me.
Mhm.
I
Sure.
100% agree with Chad. When the 19X came out, I'm like, well, why do you want a short barrel with a long grip? That the grip is the part that's hard to conceal. That's the opposite you want. You want the long barrel to tuck away with a short grip so it doesn't print. Finally, one day, the 45 came, right, the civilian model of the 19X came out, just blind, like, you know what? I'm a gun nerd. I like to just shoot stuff. Bought one. When shot it, I was like, okay, hold the phone. By far the best feeling recoil impulse. I was like, this is great. Loved it.
I thought that Glock 19X was like supposed to be a military contract, but
It was.
Sig
It
run it,
was.
and then
Mhm.
they made it, and then
But they,
they didn't get
and
it,
they
and then they
tweaked
just
it,
gave it to us. Yeah.
aka they made it black and took the lanyard loop off it, so regular magazines fit in there, and they
Right.
made it to 35.
So
Yeah, they did. What they did was, and with it, it was probably honestly one of the smartest things I think Glock has done to recoup their R&D costs was to issue that to civilian market. And
Mhm.
I can't tell you the number that I've sold at the gun shop that I work at, or worked at. I'm going to a new one, but it's very popular. And I actually sold one to a lady. She absolutely loved it. I'm like, then that's the one that you want to get.
I have
There's a reason
you said what?
these bigger grip guns are excelling. For instance, Sig P365. Pocket's great. Shoots terrible. The 365X, XL, macros, they all have that slightly bigger grip. There's just more real estate. That's where that recoil impulse is being absorbed. Bigger grip, small guns just work.
I was never a fan of subcompacts or small guns. I was never been a fan of it, regardless of who name is on it, or even staccato C2 or whatever it is. It's just a little bitty gun. I was never a fan of those, but I remember y'all saying something about, and I wanted to ask. I think I asked Craig about it. What y'all think about the hush bill? Am I saying it right? The hush bill. What's your thoughts on that? Um,
Did it already get removed and then they're trying to reword it?
I heard it was taken down.
I
So I mean, but go ahead. I don't know. Like I said, I just heard this today because I was on the
I
road.
think they it went from House to Senate. It passed House. It went to the Senate. Senate has it. They were making some changes to it, and then the last I'd heard was they had added the short act for the short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, all that stuff in there as well. And now there's another change coming to it.
Because
And
there's
for like,
this the parliamentarian who shut it down.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So now they're trying
because of
to
the,
start back
but
over.
yeah, so it's weird because it's a tax thing, so it's a financial thing. So they thought they weren't going to have to do that. But then once they changed it, that kind of, I think, is what opened that door up. Um,
They shut it
a
down
lot
from
of
the culture.
people ask me, yeah, a lot of people ask me, is that going to go through? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. I think that if it does go through, it's going to get rewritten, and I think what it'll do is it'll be like because of multiple states, Michigan included. There's a 1931 law here that says that there's a uh, suppressors, muffler devices are illegal. And we get around that right now because of the NFA tax and registering it federally and that. I think what they want to do is still classify it as a firearm. You'll do a 4473 and get a background check but then walk out with it the same day. And then states like Michigan, and there's I think 15 others that have something similar, they won't be able to ban it without banning everything, and that they will never be able to do. But that's my
So
thought.
so just to clarify, we have a what was it you said what's something we have in Michigan that it was going to affect us? The 1930, what did you say it was?
It's a 1931 law. I don't remember what the actual one is, but I know it said that mufflers and silencer devices are illegal. Um, so if it were to pass and taken off completely and just left as a separate accessory, then Michigan could ban those from sale here on out, right? And that's going to, I think, piss a lot of people off, because they'll do everything that they can to enact that law.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Craig. What you about to say?
no grandfathering. You own it now, you can never own it. Sorry, you owned it before. Find a way to get rid of it, which, well, can't really do that either.
So if that bill passes, it kind of affects us. It kind of affects Michigan in a bad way. Is that how I'm looking at it?
Only if it's not rewritten to where, because I know that they were trying to reword it so that like Michigan and these other 15 states or so can't just outright ban them, which is where I think that they'll keep it as a firearm. Because if you ban firearms, then you're going to have problems on your hands, because that's not going to happen. Which is why I think that they'll do it that way. They'll remove the tax, keep it as a firearm, and then you'll do like your 4473 form when you go into the gun shop to get a gun, just like any other time,
Mm-hmm.
and background check, and then out the door you go.
Okay, so there's no waiting around for it. It's just okay. I
And
got
no
you.
tooling
Right.
there. No
But they still
$200 fee.
going. So basically, they still going to collect on that cash. Is what I'm hearing. They going.
Well, that's the part they're going
Not
after instead of.
necessarily. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they do with it, but that's kind of where I'm thinking that they're going to lean towards, but we'll see.
Because I was on my way, and I think it was. I keep getting these guys mixed up. Guns and Gadgets or Gun something. He had mentioned that it was something going on with it, and once he heard or got his information, he was gonna report because he was also at the event and at the Gun County event, but he was on the road back to Tennessee. I think that's where he's from. So he said once he got some more information on it, he was gonna update his update everybody on it through YouTube. So I remember that, but I was just curious how that, because they were saying, I was just curious how, because somebody mentioned that it may affect Michigan different than the way it's written, that it may affect Michigan different than everywhere else. So I was just trying to kind of get some clarification on that. But I wanted it to. So tell us about this thing right here, because you got some love from this. What is it? Is this the one you got the love from?
Yeah, we did. My wife wanted to get she saw the Rose 365. It's in 380. Absolutely fell in love with it. So that was kind of her Christmas gift. And of course, I do firearm photography, so I set some stuff up, did some photos, um, and she posted it into her Rose group. And Lena Michalek actually commented and liked it and wanted to know if she could share it, and what my Instagram was, and all that. And then we did. They had the SIG M400 Rose come out, the AR platform, and my wife wasn't real big on rifles, but she was like, "I like that one. I want to see it when it comes in." And so we I called her. She came down. She saw it, fell in love with it, and so that was her birthday present. And I said, "You're going to have to at least shoot it once." And she absolutely fell in love with it. And I don't want to mess with her because she's a good shot with it. So,
Hey, you gotta love the wives, right? You gotta love the wives, especially the wives
but yeah,
that's that's all about the game.
oh yeah,
That's in the culture for
yep,
us, with us, all that good stuff. So shout out to the wives,
yeah.
definitely.
And I actually I sent a couple of those pictures to Lena, and she absolutely loved them. Which that was kind of a big deal for me because I do all my stuff because I love to do it. But to have somebody that was involved with it say, "Hey, those are that's really cool." That that was just a good moment for me.
For sure, for sure. So what's this monster right here? What's this beautiful monster right here?
That was my recent build. Um, I because I'm an AK guy, obviously, right? We buddy of mine had an AR that I got to shoot, and I'm like, wow, that was a lot of. I like that, and so I had parts laying around from a prior build with my son and my stepson, and so I got some other parts and put some stuff together, pulled that launcher out. That's a 37 millimeter launcher, so it takes flares, fireworks, flashbangs, smoke, all that stuff. And then I'm a very big fan of EOTech because they're here in Michigan. Um, Same with Trigicon. Trigicon also gives us stuff for the prize table too, um, and every year. And then
Last
I
year.
like the dead air cans. What's that?
I won the Trigicon RMR from the match last year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah, they're a good donator for us too, which has been a surprise every year for us.
Not to
But
interrupt, but
yeah,
let's
this
talk about
one,
a the match. You, unlike every other match, who winner gets first choice, the Mitten State Mayhem match does a raffle. Everybody gets a fair chance at the big prizes. Let's talk
yes,
about that.
right. Yeah, so we get everybody in. Everybody, you go, you have your trophies and stuff. You have your first, second, third place for each division, right? And then all the prizes on the table go to um, everybody's got a chance at winning something. So like the last couple years and again this year, I haven't heard anything different, but Zastava USA is one of our big donors. They donated a rifle the first year, and last year they donated a pistol, which I get in contact with Zastava, give them the winner's name, have them contact Zastava, and then they ship that to their FFL. Um, that's how we chose to do it because of some of the law changes in Michigan. And then, yeah, it's huge. So we usually get a firearm to raffle off from them, and but we just have so much stuff that people donate. It's incredible, and it's grown every year. And then like I do stuff, I'll do photos, frame up a photo or two. There's some pictures on the Instagram of Brendan Herrera. I did a burned portrait on an AK stock with his face on it. I did one with Mikhail Kalashnikov and full set that went I think 2 years ago. Somebody won that set that I did, and so this year I'm going to be donating probably a couple of pictures, just because of everything that's been going on, personal life this year so far. But yeah, it's great to have all these guys come out, and one of the big things that we do that some of the other AK matches don't do, we don't charge for the vendors to come out. We want them there for the shooters. We want them there so that they can, sell some of their stuff. They can show it off. They can demonstrate it. And so we don't charge for them to be there. And as of right now, there's no set plans to change that anytime in the near future, which hopefully means that we'll get more vendors as each year goes on that come out. And then, we'll look at things down the road. But for the near future, there's no reason to charge the vendors. We just want them there if they can make it.
Is this one of the suppressors that's Michigan made right here? The GLS? Is that a?
Yes.
That's a Dead Air Wolverine. Yep. That's through Dead Air. I think they're out of Utah,
Oh,
Beaver
okay. It
City, I
look.
think.
What's the one in Michigan? GLS? Is it GLS?
GSL.
GSL. It look like a
GSL.
GSL. Okay. I gotta find this setup. Hold on. When they were talking about y'all dress
Oh,
up and do weird stuff. Where is this
drop
at?
it.
Here it go. Is this it right here? That was kind of loud,
I
but
want that was either Wreckaroni and Cheese or maybe Midwest Savage or something.
but look, he got the booty shorts on.
Midwest Savage. Oh, this guy?
Look at Buddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Good dude. Yeah.
yeah.
Right
He's
now. Yeah, all this
awesome.
stuff.
Look at Buddy.
He shot with us last year for the first time, and he's coming back out this year. He's in my squad again.
What is he? Who is he?
Awesome.
Midwest Savage. He's a YouTuber out of Illinois. Shh. With their magazine rules.
Oh yeah, right.
But Jade
I
is a good dude. He's a YouTuber.
I was trying to.
Midwest guy.
Yeah, tell him I showed a little bit of his getting busy. Maybe he can help it out, help the show out. Look at that VTech
Yeah.
board. I can't stand that damn.
Like, I'm gonna wear your stuff on the podcast tonight.
I can't stand VTech boards.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I don't know if I've got
I
it on
hated that
Instagram. I
stage.
might,
Bottom of the worst.
but there was the first. I think it was the first year we had. That's Corey in the gimp suit. He actually 3D printed the chainmail armor, and it was hotter than hell. I was like, he wins. He won the costume contest, hands down,
The year
last
before
year.
was Scuba Steve, we called him. He was in my squad too.
That was me. I looked at Corey when I came out, and I was just like, oh, he won.
I like. What kind of AK is that?
That would be my PSA that I built for the competition.
Mm. So PSA makes some okay AKs.
The 7.62
They do
guns.
some really good stuff now. Yeah. If you scroll down, there might be a picture from, like, I don't know, maybe one of the first years. Um, there was a guy that had that blow up suit, looked like the alien carrying a kid, and he was running around. It was the funniest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. And we got video of it. We got photos. It was just awesome.
What did he
My
have on?
question,
Go ahead, Craig.
right,
Go
said
ahead.
last year or this year, it sold out in under 50 minutes. Do we have a projected timeline to where it becomes a 2-day match? We get 10 stages and more shooters.
We started talking about that already this year and last year. They kind of wanted to see what happened this year with it selling out so quick. There's a possibility that we may bump it to maybe 8 stages and do like maybe 4 and 4 or maybe 5 and 3 on Sunday. I don't know yet.
Because last year we
But
sold out in like under 3 for sure, but I think it was under 2 hours last year, right?
Mm.
Definitely under 3
for the for what?
for last
Doing
year for
the
the men's. It was under 3 hours it sold out.
Yeah, it was like right around 3 hours last year.
And then this year,
The first
under
2
an hour.
years. Say that again, Craig.
And then this year was under an hour it sold out. So that should say something
Yeah,
about our.
and Right, and we have right now currently like about a 35 to 40 person wait list. So
So I'm a man. Listen, that's sweet. That a 2 day match. I like the Michigan in there. That boy is sweet. The 2 day matches are rough, Brian. I know we do a 2 day match at it's called CRC Combat Rifle Championship in September. Excuse me, and it's a bear. Like to have the people to come out and help is one thing. To have the shooters, like that second day, they pass out trophies and people. The good thing, another good thing that y'all doing that we do. Everybody that pays money and comes out to the match, they leave with something. They get something for their money they put
right,
in. Now, if you're in the top 10, you're gonna leave out with way more than you contributed, but you leave out with something. So, um,
All the big AK matches are 2 days. And you also got to remember, those 2 days, it's not a full day of shooting both days. It's usually half a day and half a day. It's not like you're shooting all day.
what are some of the biggest? What are the big matches?
AK Masters, Kalash Bash, Kalashnacon, Thunder in the Tundra.
Thunder and the Chandra.
Red October.
Oh, Red October, yeah.
Are those
Those are all 2 day. Well, actually, Kalashnacon. Kalashnacon is like a 3 day match. But it's broken up that you can do it one, two, or all 3 days.
now all these matches dress up and do stuff matches or no?
There's always people in the AK community who dress up, and then
So
you get the competitors running Galeals with AR mags, and they're wearing their sponsored jerseys. You get the whole mixture in the AK world.
so let me ask you: the Galil and the Brun. When y'all see come guys running,
BR
so do y'all like they got a Galil and a Burn, and you be like they not AK guys or what? How do y'all treat those?
and our
Now
match,
we have like so.
you
Go ahead, Craig. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Chad.
in our
Go ahead, Chad.
mutant division. Other places they just allow them based off caliber.
Okay.
But
yeah. So
Chad
what
can
we do at our match is we have what we call caveman division. That is irons, no optics. You can have any kind of muzzle device on there. Um,
Oh no! According to the rules, it's slam break only, baby.
oh, that's right, that's right. Slanted brake, and then but you can have polymer or wood furniture because that doesn't really change the game any on that. For that, we have modern, which is going to be any type of muzzle brake, suppressors, uh, optics, modern furniture, old furniture, doesn't matter. Then we have what we call the Freedom Division, which is your AR platform division. And then we have what we call the Mute Division. So that's any 7.62 5.45 non-AK platform. So if you have an AR and 7.62, you could run that. If you have like a uh, Galil and 5.56, you can run that because that platform is still an AK based platform, but it's in a different chambering. So I could do the like I have a PSA crank that I could run in the mutant division because it's not 5.45, it's 5.56, or 300 blackout if somebody happens to have one that would fit into that category. That way you can kind of expand like the people that come in. So if somebody likes running 300 blackout and they've got a AK platform that runs 300 blackout, there you go. That's your division. That's where you go. And so it makes it unique because then you can get some unique stuff coming in.
I mean, I like that you offer guys that don't have a 7.62 traditional AK, but I kind of like the idea that you only let AK people do stuff. I don't know. It's I guess it's a it's split down the middle, but I like the idea that's an AK match. I like that idea. So get with. I guess you come out there and get weird and have fun and do weird stuff and shoot guns, dress up, all that. All in good fun. But like I said, when he told me about Michigan Mayhem, I was like, "What is this? An AK man?" I said, "Damn, I don't own a AK." I was looking at that Galil, and me and my homeboys looking at it because they had it for a great price up at Uncoil, and I didn't really know what a Galil was, but he sent it to me because I was also looking at that burn. I liked it, that one, because I was just like the AK, reloading on the side and all that. I wasn't into that. I was more into a AR platform, kind of 7.62. But a sexy AK with some modern furniture on it is kind of like, I'm if I want to get it already. Like some of the ones you got on here, I'll probably like, oh, I'll mess with that. Just because it's a little bit modern. It ain't I'm not into the cherry wood or the that kind of style AK. I kind of want the new age, if you would call it, design AK, like some of that Midwest industry furniture on it and all that. Um, cause I got
Yeah,
a
so that's what I run is a modern one for the match.
yeah.
Gosh, I've got a Zenitco grip. I've got
You got
Zenitco
some. You
charging
got something to
handle.
show. You got something to show before we get
Got
out of here.
I'd say
Zeneca.
it's up in the safe right now.
I know Craig got something to show. What's up with that? No,
No,
nobody got nothing to
I
show.
don't talk about this year because last year I complained about the Freedom Division, and right now I'm in between AK, so I'm actually shooting Freedom Division this year. I
And
feel
what's
so bad.
See,
and
you're
what's the?
welcome. You're welcome, Craig. You're welcome.
Yeah, and
I
I
well,
was one of the people who complained about it last year when you had your. What should we change about the match? I was like, we don't need ARs. Let more AK people shoot. And then I sold my AK, and I have not bought another one yet. So I'm shooting Freedom this year, and I feel so bad.
cause I
But
asked
I'm shooting, so I don't
I asked
care.
Craig. I asked him. I said, man, I got a Kalashnikov AK-9, and I was trying to tame it, and I was like, man, can I shoot it in Michigan Mayhem? He was like, no, they got rid of
Not
like the PCC.
last year you could.
Last year he said, y'all don't have that. This year I was like,
Last
man,
year that
dang.
was music. This year they said no PCC, which I
But
was going to ask about. A change on that portion.
I think. I mean, I don't see why we couldn't. But when you're talking about shooting like 200 yards, if you're running a 9 millimeter AK, it's going to be a little bit more challenging
Trade
for
off.
you if you're running like a
You
short
want to
barrel like
run
a
a gun with
Draco.
that
But
no recoil and thing? That's your trade off. Lob
oh
them
yeah,
into 200, baby.
well,
right.
let me say this.
Take your hits from the long distance stuff and running gun on the short distance stuff, and you're good
Yep.
because
If
it'll
you know
balance
how
out.
if you know how to run the game, you'll be like, okay, I don't know about this 200 yard, but you shooting a kind of a supported rifle, sort of from shoulder, or however you want to shoot it at 200 yards, you should be able to hit it. Opposed to standing there with your handgun trying to actually shoot at it. So, if you got a supporter you on the ground or prone or something, you may have a better chance at it. But I'm like you. If I can't hit it, I might make it up somewhere else. But, you know, it is what it is. 7. I was mad. I thought, oh, I'm gonna come out there and shoot this Kalashnikov K9. He's like, nope, you got to go to the big match to shoot it. I'm just like, man, dang. Well, you never know. You may see me out there. I might just come up just to check it out, just
You
because.
should. I'll let you. I'll let you even shoot an AK. And Craig, if you want to borrow one of mine, I'll bring extra.
That let y'all know. That let y'all know he got a lot of AKs. What's your favorite AK? Which one is like, hey, this is my baby.
Oh man, um, they're all different. So there's stuff that I like about each one of them. Probably
If the zombie apocalypse was
probably go
coming,
with my build and my Chef 74 parts kit because that's the year I was born, and so that just dated myself. But um, that's like one of the cooler ones, and it's the sights on that one are on like right out the box. I was so happy with that one. So
well,
those two would be my top.
I mean, if zombie apocalypse happens or the Walking Dead, what AK you gonna get? Like, which one? Like, which one you grabbing, Craig?
Um,
The smoothest AK I've ever owned was actually a Norinco pre-band.
I wish I knew what
Man,
that
was
was. I wish I.
AK's got a little. That one was smooth. It was a Norinco pre-band was smooth. I had a Ishavesc. Russian parts kit build, and I actually competed that with the AK Masters. That was awesome.
So,
Yeah, they all good at something. It just I've had some that the modern build. My traditional would be my Russian parts kit build. Beautiful gun. My best shooting was my KR 103 that I actually got this trophy with last year at the Mitten State Mayhem.
okay.
So it just worked.
So the Michigan Mayhem, let me let y'all go. So the Michigan Mayhem is July 12th or 13th, or what is it? Or what? Tell me when is the
12th
Michigan
this year.
Mayhem?
Yep.
12th. Okay, and it's
It is
already.
July 12th. Um,
Go
yep.
ahead.
Everybody. Yeah. There's the meeting is going to start around. I want to say they want to say 8:30 ish in the morning. So everybody tends to get there early for that. They'll have the shooter meeting, and then they're going to get you to your squads, get to your stations, go start and stuff right at 9 o'clock. That's the plan.
And
So
delicious truck on site.
say it again.
And a delicious food truck on site.
You gotta have food. You gotta eat. You gotta have
Yes,
food. What So Michigan Mayhem has July 3rd. What city is it in? Because I was
Well,
what city?
that's
Where is it located? Where?
Caro, Michigan. Caro, and it's at the
yes,
Tuscola County Conservation Club.
Tuscola County Conservation Club. But at this time, it's 100% sold out.
Yes.
almost twice over.
So you don't know if they're gonna
Yeah,
allow
we've
you.
got like 40 people on a wait list, I think right now, 35 to 40.
So you don't know yet if y'all gonna. So what's the max amount of people y'all have at one time? What's the cutoff?
I think right now it was 78, but I think they allowed in to, I want to say 80, but I'm not 100% sure. I think Rich was going to look at it and see.
Yeah,
Man, you got 80 people
But
is the
yeah,
cut. 80 people is the cutoff, and you got 40 more people on the waiting list.
that should tell you
yes.
something.
Yep.
God,
It's a
dog.
fun match. Look, I had an alarm set at 12 o'clock Memorial Day when that match opened. I was on it. Click, register, boom, that's what I'm shooting. There was already 12 of us at 12:01, all at the same time.
Yeah, it
12
was
people.
crazy.
Well, I think ours is like 60 people or something, and they have a waiting list of people to drop, but I don't know if it's 40 people. Like I don't know if
People
it's
ain't.
a hold of 40 people. God, that's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
That's
Regardless.
why we're looking at maybe a 2 day event next year. I don't know what. We got to wait and see. But yeah, yeah, it grow. I mean, and this is only year 4.
Um, yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, more power to y'all. The more events, the more things people can get into in our space to have fun and shoot and entertain and put all that the communities can come together and see. I think it's always a good benefit to our community just to keep stuff going like that. To have fun.
I know for sure Jamie comes from Ohio, Jeff comes from Indiana, and Moisha comes from, sorry, Jamie comes from Illinois, Jeff from Indiana, and Moisha from Ohio. This ain't just Michigan. We got people traveling to get in
Well,
this.
like I said, I was at
Mm-hmm.
GunCon and the ex tech guy, the owner. They was like, "Well, how many people is here that run AKs?" I swear to you, it was like 80 of them just raised their hands like, "I shoot AK." I was like, "Oh, it's a match in Michigan." Say no. That's just like y'all need to come down. And they were from Cleveland, so I know people
AK, say no
people to
more.
go have fun and actually can get out and do certain things like that opposed to just going to a basic range and doing just standard standing there and shooting. People like to get out and have fun and shoot matches, especially they're fun and not too technical or whatever, but just the camaraderie with people that think like you, got the same gun, y'all can talk, you know dress up, do whatever, have fun, release some stress. I think is always a win in my book.
Running and gunning with people dressed crazy.
I know
That's huge.
you was all on there. I think that's the first thing he said to me when I told you, like, man, guess what? You get to dress up. I'm like, okay. That's a, Craig was
I
just
wore
Hey,
like,
when,
I
when
think
I
Craig
saw
in there more.
Corey in that outfit, I was like,
I wore a
fuck
kilt
this. I
every.
am not going to go wear this whole thing through the whole day.
That's another thing. That weather would make it look good for pictures, but if it's too hot, man, that dude had a whole. He had to lose 10 pounds in that damn outfit, bro.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
That was some right. He walked in, it's like, oh, you won the trophy right off rip, because who else was going to do that? That's
Me too.
crazy.
He's a
That's crazy.
trooper. Yeah.
That's crazy. But like, hey man, like I said, I appreciate you for coming on, Craig. I appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for facilitating this. Especially with one of the founders from the Michigan Mayhem, the Michigan Mayhem match, 47 Syndicate. I appreciate you for coming on, man. And I hope this helps people be aware of the match. It seems like you don't need any help, but some people may not know about it. So
Always need help. I'm always needing help.
hey, let everybody know, man. Post it on Facebook once I send you the link and I get done putting it together. I sent it to you because I wanted to get it out before. I want to make sure I get this out before July 12th, right? So you have it. You should have it sooner than that, but it'll be up. Send you the link and just like tell everybody, hey, listen, if you want to get into the match secretly, you gotta like and subscribe to the Pop Culture 2 to 3 podcast and watch this video. So that's that's a
You
plus.
you come out, man. You come out. I will buy you some lunch, and I appreciate you having me on and talking about it. And
Hey, the homie right there, man. I like I said, we've been texting. He put me in contact with a bunch of people. Hey, man, do this, do this. I'm just like, okay. I'm just like, he threw me out there. Like, man, I'm gonna contact this guy, that guy. I was like, okay, let's do it. I said, but only thing you got to
yeah,
do.
Craig's been helpful. Yeah.
I said,
So
I
when
said,
we get there to the match, Craig, I'll give you hugs and kisses, man. Love you.
and I
I'm all
told Crash
about
that
it.
you got
I
to
used
come
to be a
on with
nurse
me.
and a medic myself. I'm all about free hugs.
I'm all about
Right
free
on.
love, free love. I just told him he had to come on with me because I said I'm not a AK guy. I don't know nothing about the AK, at all.
Yeah.
So
Keep saying that. I'm gonna
okay,
keep
I
saying
don't know
yes.
nothing about an AK yet. Okay, yet. Okay, so I just thought like, man, whatever you do, whoever we talk to that you put me on with, you got to be there. So he was like, man, cool. As long as we got time and the schedules meet up, everything else is cool. I'm there. So kudos to you, brother. Give me 1 second,
No
man.
problem.
Be right back with you. So yo, what up though, everybody? Look, I hope you liked that our conversation with the homies, man. I just made some new friends, like I said, Craig and Chad, AK guys at the Michigan Mayhem match. I can't say no more about it, man. I hope y'all like, the conversation, everything. We talked about AKs, we talked about the match, talked about this, we talked about that. Guy takes some you seen the pictures, he takes some sexy pictures, man. So look, that's it for me. What I got to say? Like, be paying attention, man. I'm gonna talk more. I'm gonna have something up about the Gun Con. Hope Gun Con 2025. I'm gonna have that video up. Also got a video with Jessica. She's a competition shooter out of DC, a woman competition shooter. Cool girl, man. Power lifter, competition shooter. Hey, say no more. So look, game recognize game. We recognize you, so please recognize us. Please hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. Share this content. Share it with your auntie, your cousin, your grandma, any and everybody. We need the love. Okay? So look, also, if you're in the realm looking for some good ammo, go hit Delta Co munitions up. Use Pop '05 and see what happens. So they got some good ammo, man. Guys running some good stuff. I stand behind it because I also use their ammo. So look, use Pop 5 and see what happens. So look, that's it for me, man. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for watching. Peace. Hey.